Hi, good morning. How are you? So, coming back practicing your instrument, I'm gonna play some piano, some improvisation, and talking about different, subjects and topics. For example, I've been reading Bible a lot in my life and going to churches and being a Christian since Moscow. When I was already 19, I became a Christian. Before that, I was not a believer. My family was not following any religion. And by reading a Bible, a lot of people have different perception about everything what it has to say. And one thing I wanted to mention today, Jesus was saying, "I'm speaking in parables." Parable, it's a example in something material, description of something that are not seen as a spiritual. And a lot of things you will read and it will not make sense. My flesh, drink my blood, and you will have eternal life. It sounds really kind of out there, right? But it says only about, if, if you remember, if you do this, it's a secret of spiritual connection to your heart, which he will strengthen your spirit and your heart in spirit. But you have to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, don't do it. you know in everything else, he said, I destroy this uh, worship place and I rebuild it in 3 days. It also sounds like, what is this, that, right? But it's he's talking about, I destroyed this and I rebuild your spirit in 3 days, make completely new, uh, heal you and give you new opportunities and strengths that you have not even have before, which you will know. It's in secret, in spiritual meaning of everything. And a lot of those kings in the Old Testament tried everything, slept with like hundreds of people, men and women, and Solomon, and saying nothing really mattered at the end of his life. He said nothing really mattered. It's all nothing, except God is only real. Being disappointed in everything, like yeah, some people will read it and say, okay, I'm not gonna sleep with hundreds of men and women, and I will just sleep with one and follow God. And some people actually will do that, and it's their own choice. Nobody's forcing to do anything. And also, when I was reading only a Bible, it at some point I started to read a lot of books, but it's not because of my spiritual process. It was only because I didn't really. I have a problem with reading since I was in school, and I was not reading a lot, and it was hard for me. It's like recently I started reading a lot. It was like I was not able to really read much. And when I was looking at my son in school here in New York, reading a lot of like books, like a school program for me, was like, wow, you're a genius. You read so much. And I have not even, maybe I could count on my fingers how many books I read before. And now I've like read so many books in this time, and I'm like, it's amazing for me. And sometimes it just takes to learn a lot another language. Like for me, when I actually learn English, it helped me to read better. So if you want, if you want to become a genius, just sometimes learn another language. That's how it works. Like for me, music was always easier to read than read a book. So that's like a improvisation for today. Thank you.